on the beach. I'm on the scaffolding. Right, I've started to redo this bad corner, and I'm taking out a little bit at a time. I'm replacing it. Now don't worry about the bricks. They're the right sort, the right size, just the wrong colour. But we'll get that with the brick tint. Let's start the procedure. Now the few bricks that they put in here are very, very thin. They're only about 2 inch and handmade. I think these are an earlier brick, and they're quite possibly Georgian, because there was a building here before this one was put up, a lot older. So you never know, it might be from that. Of course we won't be reusing them because they are the wrong size. It's a bit like defusing a bomb. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear. Of course, the problem I have is the back edge of this, or the back side of this, is just rubble, and it's very weak. So I've got to be very careful. Now initially we thought that this was a decorative panel. On closer inspection we've discovered that it's not, it's just a bit of a bodge job somebody's done a very long time ago. Possibly there was a window opening or something here and they've bricked it up, I don't know. I'll just be glad when it's done. It's a bit stressful, this. Put that in there. What a mess. Right, so that's out safely now. So I think the next procedure is a bucket of lime mortar up and some bricks, and start to get this this bottom end in here. Try and make some sense of it. Get a bit of strength back into it, of course. It's alright for you sat there on your sofa watching this. It's a bit scary and stressful doing this, I've got to admit. I don't go doing building jobs for people. I don't do house extensions, that sort of thing. I specialise in this sort of stuff, which isn't standard. I can't prop it with acros and strong boards or anything like that because it's above a roof. There's nothing to prop off, so I'm going to take a bit out at a time. It's very fragile. Okie dokie. Cobbling. First time I've done this. So if any of you out there have done it in the past and you think I'm doing something slightly wrong, please feel free to let me know in the comments. Seems to be working though. Right, I'm going to have a little break now, have something to eat, just while the cobble set in a bit, and then carry on. Well, just got to point it up now. Got a bit of brick tint on, of course. It's back together, thank goodness. But look what we found. It goes on. I think it's just a short panel. And a very good morning. We're now on the day of Thursday. And what are we on with? Well, we're completing this bit on the back of the trawl boat today, which is going to include a bit of brick tinting, some line pointing, and finishing off the lead steps. Okay, let's have a quick glance at what we're going to do. That's what we're on with. We're up there doing that. This is a bit of the old brick tinting. Anybody watched that when you were younger? The old, what was it, Adventures of Tintin? I bet some of you did. Okay, so as usual, just want a bit on the brush, not too much. And these bricks are going to take it in a lot faster than the old concrete commons, because these are a clay brick and they'll absorb it much quicker. We've got to be careful on how we go about it. Because if we get too much on, it'll go too dark. If we don't get enough, it'll be too light. So into all the nooks and crannies. And of course, some of you might be wondering why I just didn't get a brick to match. Well, very hard to find these bricks. Very hard indeed. And I did locate some that are very similar the other end of the country, but it'd have cost an absolute fortune. I mean, we're talking over £1,000 to get the bricks to do this. So we've had to go with this alternative, getting new bricks and trying to age them, etc. Which the client's happy with, you know, don't worry about that. They're happy. Plus, when it's done, it'll look alright, you know. So as usual, we're going over with one colour, and then I'll pick out the odd one here and there with a different colour, just to give it some realism. So this is the gear that I'm using for the pointing. Now it's a pre-mix lime mortar, and it's a yellow flint grit sand with lime putty, and it's also got some marble dust added to it. Now I don't add anything to this, I just open the bag and start pointing with it. This is all pre-mixed. Now I buy this from Cornish Lime, if anybody's interested in getting it, and it's CLM 35, and that's what it's known as. And it's very good stuff. You probably get on average about 5 meters to a bag. Right, well, as you've probably noticed, the pointing's now in. Still got to be done with a churning brush. It's a bit wet yet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to point up in between the cobble. And I've got the old Roman trowel, a small tool to enable me to get around the cobbles. Also, the mortar is haired. It's got horsehair in it, which I've just added. You don't need to put the horsehair in, but it'll just help hold it together, with it being a bit thicker than normal. Right, get some more gear. So we'll have a bit of a clean up and probably cut some more lead steps so I can finish off the lead work. Right, I'm nearly there. So what do you think to that? Cobbling. I'll get you a better shot of it later on. But as you can appreciate, it's on a slopey roof. So I can't exactly put the tripod up on a slopey roof. I will get you a better shot later on. Okay, so that's a quick once over with those. They are coming up slowly but surely, so I'll give them 5 minutes just for that stuff just to bite into the stubborn bits. Give them another quick do, wash them down, and then put a bit of linseed oil on them just to make them look nice. Super. Right, so that's about as clean as I'm going to get them now. So next job is to get some fresh water just pushed onto them, just to get the acid off and neutralise it, and then we can get the linseed oil on them. Okay, we've got here double boiled linseed oil, and I'm just going to put a very fine coat over the cobbles now, not over the mortar, just the cobbles. What this will do, it'll just bring out the colour a little bit and just give a bit of a sheen. Tiny little bit on there. So it'll do absolutely no harm to the cobbles. There we go. All poshed up with a bit of the old double boiled linseed oil, and that'll dry hard like I don't know, varnish perhaps, but it's a natural product, and it just gives them that sort of you know, like the wet, and brings out all the colour and everything. Right, clean up time. Right, there you go, we're done. Just going to put the cherry sheets back on now, but I'll give you a quick peek before I do that. Well, there you go, all back together again. And you think it looked like that, or something like that. In fact, it probably looked worse than that. And I managed to get it back to looking something like, there's your decorative panel. It actually looks a million times better from the ground, but it is the sort of thing that you need to view from a distance. That's the whole idea of it. And new lead steps in. It didn't have any at all, because when it was like the other half, which we've yet to do, all they'd done is took the lead soakers up and rendered over them. So there are no steps whatsoever. So obviously we're having to redo the brickwork, etc. We've had to put new steps in. But it is new lead, which is good. So it should last for many years. Right, well, we're going to bring this video to an end, as usual. Thumbs up. Lots and lots of thumbs up. Very important. And don't forget to subscribe. You know, subscribers. We like subscribers. Fresh meat, as they say. Right, so we'll see you next week for another episode of buggering about with old buildings.